Good day, I am Alyssa BUGNA together with my groupmates Kristel LOBA and Kristine Samson, and we are here to present our performance task number 3 in mathematics in the modern world under Professor Justin G. De Leon. Before we formally begin, to give a short background about what type of task we chose, my group and I decided to go with letter B, which is to create an original math related problem wherein we will apply Polya's four strategies in problem solving, which is step 1, understand the problem, step 2, devise a plan wherein we will have to translate it, step 3, carry out the plan to solve, and step number 4, to look back to make sure to check and interpret the problem. So, in line with that, stated here is our original math related word problem. So, Anne was invited by her friend Faye. Anne bought her ticket one-fourth less of its original price. Meanwhile, Faye bought her ticket for 15,000 pesos. How much is the original price of the ticket if Faye got her ticket with a 6.25% discount? How much did Anne pay for her ticket? How much cheaper did Anne pay for her ticket than Faye?
So now, the goal is to find a solution by answering this problem by means of first applying the Polya's four strategies in problem solving. And with that, the first step we have to do is understand the problem by analyzing it carefully. As stated in the problem, we have to find A, its original price, then B, how much did Anne pay for, and finally C, how much cheaper did Anne pay for her ticket than Faye. And so now that we have analyzed what questions we need to solve, we then proceed to the second step, by devising a plan in which in order to solve this, we need a formula to guide us, which will then lead us to step 3 in the Polya's four strategies in problem solving, which is to start carrying out the plan by means of solving it using the formula.
To solve for letter A, the original price, the formula is 93.75%, which is 100% minus the 6.25% discount stated in the problem. It is equal to 15,000, which is the amount Faye paid for, divided by X, which represents the value of the original price. So to find the value of X, we have to transpose the given values, and so it will now become X is equal to 15,000 divided by 93.75%, which will give us an answer of 16,000, and therefore the value of X, or the original price, is equal to 16,000 pesos. As for letter B, how much did Anne pay for? So since we know the value of its original price, which is 16,000 pesos, we will multiply that by 1/4 or 0.25, which will give us an answer of 4,000. And now that we figured out 1/4 of 16,000, we subtract 16,000 minus 4,000, which will give us 12,000 pesos, which is considered the final amount Anne paid for.
Finally, for letter C, how much cheaper did Anne pay for her ticket than Faye? So as stated in the previous solvings, we figured out that Faye paid a total of 15,000 pesos while Anne paid a total of 12,000 pesos. And since the question asked for how much cheaper Anne's ticket is compared to Faye, we will subtract 15,000 minus 12,000, which will give us a total of 3,000 pesos, which means that Anne paid 3,000 pesos less compared to the ticket Faye purchased. And so now that we had it all figured out, the last and final step left to do in the Polya's four steps in problem solving is to look back by means of checking and interpreting the word problem to make sure everything is finalized and make sure we did not miss or lack any steps along the solutions we provided. To sum it all up, we have 16,000 for the original price, then 12,000 for the amount Anne paid for, and lastly 3,000, which is the price lesser Anne paid for compared to Faye.
Lastly, for the final part of this performance task number 3, to answer the questions, how did you come up with the idea and plan out the task? And did you get any help or support other than your groupmates? We came up with the idea by basing the examples provided in the recorded lessons. Then we started brainstorming, discussing, and finalizing our plans. Then dividing the task to each member, and finally working together via video meet to answer this PETA number 3. As for the help or support, as we mentioned, we only use the recorded lessons as a guide to make our own math-related problem. For the question number 2, what are the challenges encountered? So basically, we struggled in constructing the word problem since there were tons of confusions regarding how to properly solve the math-related problem. We also had confusions towards what to choose between the choices provided for this PETA, since we found out each of it is very challenging to do, and as well as we had a hard time to figuring out what the best strategy to use to solve this given problem. And lastly, what are the contributions of each member? Each of the members were given each specific task to comply, such as making our own individual scripts and explanations, editing the PowerPoint of the videos for this performance task.
So that basically wraps up our performance task number 3. Once again, I am Alyssa BUGNA together with my group mates Kristel Loba and Kristine Samson. Thank you for listening.